Blessings, dear friends of light, highest vibrations, and that of highest salutations. So let's begin from the beginning. Your world is perception of your mind. There is no reality outside of yourself. You are reality. So when people say to one, you're not living in reality, it's impossible, because there is no such thing as an external reality. The fastest way to change your life is to change your perception. For how you perceive what is occurring is how you are constructing reality for yourself. There is no absolute reality. Every individual that is participating in this gathering this evening is having a unique experience. Their unique experience, one can call their reality of what is. If you want to raise your vibrational frequencies, accelerate your, let us say, evolutionary process, take full responsibility of how you are relating to what is occurring. What is occurring in life is a story. Do not give it so much energy. You need to allow yourself to observe all external occurrences, situations, and events from the quality of energy that you want to construct your reality from. Now, the challenge of this is preference and opinion. Individuals believe that they're so clever when they begin to project some level of judgment or critique or criticism of what's happening outside of them, be it a political system, an individual, whatever it may be. Whether their statements have any validity or not is absolutely irrelevant. What is relevant is indeed the quality of energy that they're choosing to support as they're observing and communicating upon what is occurring. From this vantage point, you can begin to recognize and realize the extraordinary power that you have within your lives. So why is it so difficult for you to truly harness this power? And the answer is extraordinarily simple. Whether you realize it or not, the human condition gets hypnotized as soon as they enter this field of existence. The state of hypnosis, we can call conditioning, is immediate as individuals begin to define one through their name, their role, their age, their surroundings, and then it begins to expand further through quote-unquote moral rules and regulations, utilizing very, let us say, manipulative language of sin, telling one what God is or what God is not, how to be in a good favor of God, what you need in order to be a good human being, setting the state of moral codes upon the individual, and then indeed creating systems to further reinforce this hypnotic state, telling individuals about symbols and how they need to acquire symbols and who they are if they have certain symbols or who they are not if they do not have these symbols. Stating upon what a constructive, or let us say, positive, contributing individual one is to society, once again, based upon the hypnotic protocol of what the system is imposing upon the individual. And so you can see, in a sense, what one is up against. One is up against an imposed state of perception. Witness so often individuals believe that they're not good enough, that they don't deserve, that they should strive more, seek greater states of their potential of perfection, drilled into them, even through paths of consciousness. You can become more, you can have more, you can materialize this and that. Is that the purpose of life? Individuals seek the purpose of life. go at great lengths to study, to discover, to explore. And the truth of the matter is, the entire purpose of life is to live, is to have experiences that give you a greater state of realization and awareness. When you stop trying to become more, when you stop trying to become enlightened, when you stop trying to wake up, when you stop trying to accomplish, to perfect, you begin to touch truths. Now, this does not mean that you don't take action that allows you to access positive and high vibrations, but your intention must be clear. One wakes upon the dawn. They choose to take time of quiet. If they're choosing to take time of quiet, of connection, of meditation, if you will, in order to make sure their day will work, in order to make sure that they find themselves in favor of their guides, with some other superstition, they are completely off the mark. If one takes time to sit after the slumber of their rest, in order to align themselves to the rhythms of the day, in order to feel the beauty of source consciousness, in order to be filled with high vibrations, what a magnificent intention. And so you need to reflect, what is your intention for every action that you take? I'm going to take this through every aspect of the practical ways of life. Individuals partake in certain dietary ways. Is your dietary way based upon some belief system that somebody has given to you, making you into a moral animal, imposing their values of what is good, what is right, what is loving, what is compassionate, and then you not listening to your inner voice and to the wisdom of your body, and you partake in dietary ways that may be depriving your body of exactly what you need. You need to recognize that every choice that you make needs to have a clear and concise intention. Listen to no one but the spirit within you. Everything you've been taught externally is indeed skewed, without any exception. Because what you're taught externally, if it's an absolute and not an arrow to point you to your own truth, is based on somebody else's perception, somebody else's protocol, somebody else's value system. Your highest responsibility is to access your internal truth and live it. But why can't you do this if it's so simple? You've been conditioned not to. You've been hypnotized to believe that if others disagree with you, you must be doing something wrong. You've been hypnotized to believe that if there's an external moral code and you're not adhering to that moral code, then you must be an awful and evil human being. Look how the human condition has been so manipulated to be herded like cowardly sheep, stripped of their own intuition and intelligence to follow some arbitrary protocol, only to be controlled and disempowered. I understand the topic of tonight is how to raise your vibrations and sustain them. But first you need to recognize what is stymieing your vibrations. You have to have tremendous courage to be free. Most individuals say they want freedom, but ultimately they have no interest in freedom. Because freedom takes complete self-responsibility. If you truly want to be free, you need to have the courage to listen to your uniqueness. You have to stop doubting and questioning yourself. You have to stop adhering to somebody else's moral codes. You have to let others disagree with you, dislike you, not accept you. You have to begin to recognize that you have to become your own leader. You have to begin to recognize that you are responsible for the energies that you are choosing to support, and therefore you are creating your reality. But most don't want to live this way. Most do not question. Most listen and adhere. Now remember, the information that you receive from the broadcasts of familiar sources is absolutely skewed, manipulated, and contrived. So if individuals do not question the values that they're choosing to live by, the belief systems that are propelling their actions and perceptions, then they are allowing themselves to be stripped from the very strength of their infinite being. Nothing can limit you but your own submission. And this, as has been shared in the recent past, is the next dimensional wave coming upon your planet. It is that of the empowered and liberated individual, which requires absolute responsibility of the self.